Down on our backs. Just take a minute here to get connected to your breath, get connected to your purpose for hitting your mat tonight. We were just talking before class about Zoom fatigue, right? And so if you have made it to your mat, either in class with me tonight or you're at home doing a recording, you're already winning. You're already overcoming a lot of internal resistance. Right, and then hopefully your purpose for doing this specific class isn't to hit any particular milestones in your practice, right? We're not doing anything fancy here. Just moving really slow, really intentional. We've had the request to work on our hips, so we'll do a lot of that. Awesome, 2 here. That's 1. Good, we'll bring our right knee in. Loop your fingers over top and just start to circle here, your knee, as if you were tracing little circles on the ceiling with it. Okay, you'll circle the other way. Good, and then we'll take a big breath here. As you exhale, pull down and out. Okay, so bringing your knee towards your right armpit. Do it again, big breath. Just a pull down and out. It's a little subtle change here. Ooh. Okay, it's 1 more. Just pull it down and out. And then when you're ready, you'll bring yourself into a thread the needle. Let's just start with our left foot on the ground and find a gentle version, okay, of thread the needle. Maybe a little bit of pressure on your right knee to start to open up that hip a little bit. Slow and slow breath out. Good, it's 2. This is a really good one. I forgot to tell you this, but if you have a block, it's a nice one to do with a block under your rooted foot. So under your left foot, it just adds a little bit to it. Okay, and then when you're ready, let's come up into our actual or our full thread the needle with that left leg off the mat if you can. All right, and your goal is to keep your shoulders and your low back on the mat anyway. All right, so we're not lifting our upper body up to accommodate the pose. Slow breath. When you're ready, it's a little tiny rock, up and down, keeping your legs if you can. We'll land in a figure 4 here at the top. Okay, you'll loop your fingers up high. Good, little stretch to the left, just small. A little stretch to the right, nice and small. All right, release that. You'll bring your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. Start to sit really tall. As you exhale, it's a little twist towards the right. Okay, nothing too crazy. You're just warming up here. Slow inhale. Little twist. Good, 1. All right, coming back to center. We'll just keep one hand by the knee, one hand by the heel, and start to do a little bit of a bend forward. So you're hinging from your hip, and then you're just going for like a fluid motion here of bending and then straightening a couple times. Keep your left toes flexed back towards your face. And then when you're ready, you'll kind of settle in for your fold. So either keeping your hands here, hands can come on either side of your left ankle, or maybe you actually reach for your foot, whatever feels good. It's funny because I've just worked out and practiced yoga for 2 hours. So I can't tell if this is a suitable warm-up for you or not. All right, so if it's not, it's too much, you're still feeling a little tight, just fold less. Okay, let's come up. So we're gonna go for something weird. I'll give you an alternative though, okay? So option number 1 is a seated tree with your right foot into the left thigh. Option number 2 is a half saddle. So we're gonna bring our right knee down, ankle out, and then you kind of sit. You wanna find your sits bones if you can. If that's weird, you can always tuck something either under your right sits bone or under your knee, or just do the seated tree, okay? And then same thing, you can go in and out of it a couple times until you find the version, the intensity of the stretch that feels good for you, the one that you're comfortable settling into. This is such a good pose to do, if we all had bolsters lying back, it's called a reclined half saddle. I don't know if we all do though. I don't. But yeah, maybe one day we can play with that version. Let your head be heavy wherever you are. It's another 3. Good, 1. All right, we'll slowly come up. You're gonna give yourself a little rest on that side. So one hand to your ankle, one hand to your knee. Let's just start to rock a little bit. Awesome. And then we're coming into a half shoelace when you're ready. So it's right knee on top of left knee. Sits bones on your mat. Okay, you might have to pull some flesh out of your way. And then set yourself up, knee on top, ankle close to your left hip if you can. Okay, you can take it further away if that's too much. And then we'll set ourselves up. We'll come in for the fold. So this time I want you to keep, how do I explain? You want to keep your weight back so that you also feel the hip opener, right? We definitely feel a stretch through our left leg, but you want to also feel a little bit of a stretch through your right hip. Yeah, and if you have super open hips, you might not quite feel it yet. Okay, we'll add on in a second. Little break between sides. You'll bring your left hand down beside you. Give yourself a little bend. Nice and long through your right side body. So I even felt it in myself. I started kind of small. I want you to get really, really tall first. Reach up and then add that bend. Pushing your right sits bone into the mat. Nice, take one. All right, come up. So we're gonna go for the full shoelace. So bending our bottom leg in as well. For me, this one, I don't feel a hip stretch, but if you do, stay and we'll fold again, okay? If you wanna add a little extra, you'll bend your bottom leg in as well. And then really work to find your sits bones, like already sitting up, I'm feeling it now in my hips. You might wanna start with your hands just in the inner arches of your feet, pushing down, let your spine curl. So that's kind of what I meant in the half. You want to like really get heavy in your sits bones first, right? And then from there, if you like, you can work on folding. So I say this because if we lose our connection to the mat in our sits bones, you might not feel too much of a stretch anymore. Really good, one more. Let's come up slowly. All right, so you've kept your, you're gonna keep your left leg forward, swing your right leg around, and then come into option for deer, but half pigeon if you can, on the left side. Just switching our sides here. Hip square. Ooh. Zip up your back leg. And then always an option to start up. Decide if you want to stay here or if there's space to fold. Be heavy. If you have the space here in your fold, take your elbows wider and then bring your chest down lower. Got 3. One. Okay, slowly come up. Lean into your left side. Swing your right leg around. Just find a butterfly here. Okay, because it's Fiona and Liz, and I know you, I feel comfortable with you. I'm gonna tell you something funny. I have, so embarrassed to say this. We have like an ant infestation in my home. I've been trying to handle it. It's been ever since I moved in. And I'm just so used to it now that like, I'm teaching a class, I'll just lean over, crush an ant, come back to my mat. Just killed one, there's another one here. Anyway, if you have any tips or any guy who can come in and spray my house, let me know. Oof, okay, just one here. And then as your little break between sides, we're gonna lie back and take a happy baby. Okay, so bringing your knees together, we'll hold on to our knees, we'll lie back. Okay, maybe you keep your hands on your knees today, right? Maybe you take your hands around your ankles. And then obviously, full expression, holding on to the outside edges of your feet. Keep your shoulders down, keep your low back down. Really good, just one. When you're ready, you'll come back to stillness. You'll lower your right leg down. Keep your left knee in. Okay, starting with that little roll, little circles of your left knee. Circle the other way. Awesome. And when you're ready, you'll take a big breath in. As you exhale, pull your knee down and out towards your armpit. Again, breathe in. Pull it down and out. It's fun. Good. When you're ready, you'll find your modified what is this? Thread the needle, sorry. Thread the needle. So keeping your right heel down. If you have a block, go ahead and play with that little lift. Just starting to warm up. A little bit of a push on your left knee if it's possible. Keep your shoulders low back down. Okay. When you're ready, you'll lift your right foot off if that feels good and find your full expression of thread the needle pose. When you're ready, let's start to rock up and down. You'll land in your seated figure 4. Good, interlace your fingers, reach up high. Little stretch to the right. Little stretch to the left. Okay, release. And then same thing, finding that twist. So it's right hand to left knee, Left hand comes behind you. As you inhale, get really, really tall. As you exhale, find a little twist. You're twisting to like 20% of your capacity, okay? Take an inhale, sit tall. Exhale, now you twist to, let's say, 50%. Good, inhale, get tall. Exhale, twist to 80. Good job, come back. And then we'll bring one hand to our heel, one hand to our knee. You're gonna go through that fluid motion of lowering and straightening. You're hinging, you're finding the hinge just from your hips. Folding at your hip. Ooh-wee. And then when you're ready, you'll get low. You can either stay here, bring your hands on either side, or go for your full expression, reaching for your heel. Two more. One. All right, coming up, you'll choose your half saddle or your seated tree. So for seated tree, you'll just come into the instep of your right leg. For your half saddle, you're bending the other way. So my knee comes down, my toes turn out, right? It's a little bit of work finding your sits bones here. Maybe you need a prop. Okay, and then same thing, we can move through a bent and straight arm just to find the intensity. This pose is already like quite intense, so don't push yourself too far. When you're able, maybe you'll find stillness. Good, hold it for 3. Two. One. Awesome, roll up slowly. Leaning into your right side, you can go ahead and pick up your left leg. Just give it a little rock. So we'll find our half shoelace when you are ready, knee on top of knee, heel close to your right hip. Right, you might feel it already sitting up tall, and then little bend. Try to keep your sits bones down. A couple of us this past week have been talking about that New York Times article about languishing. I don't know if you've read it, but a big thing that like a take-home message for me from the article was like just knowing, like having a word to describe it is so much better, right? If someone asks you how you're doing, you don't have to say I'm good, you don't have to say I'm bad, you can say like, oh, whatever, I'm languishing today. And just like thinking about that, I was reflecting on like, what else has shifted for me in the past year as a teacher. I've noticed I talk a lot more in my classes. I guess trying to fill the space and keep my students engaged through the screen. Come up. So same thing, we'll bring our right hand down. Make sure you sit tall first, reach up high, and then find your bend over to the right side. Right, so whether that's good or bad, I mean, I hope it's good. I think it's helped me kind of build my relationship with my students online. But I also want to make sure to leave you guys the space to make your practice your own. Let's come back up. We'll either stay here if that felt good or go for your double pigeon, bending your bottom as well. I mean, full shoelace, not double pigeon. Sorry. So it's knee on top of knee, both heels close. You want to find your sits bones. It's kind of tricky. Okay, find them. Maybe place your hands into your arches of your feet and find a little curl in your spine. There's space to go lower, go lower. So in keeping with that intention to provide space, if you've been tuning into our meditation classes, every last Thursday of the month, I like to not lead the meditation and just let you find what works. Okay, and it doesn't have to look a certain way. It can just look like a 10-minute Shavasana, right? It can look like you leading yourself through a meditation practice, one of the ones that you like. Come up slowly. This time, right foot stays, left leg gets long. Half pigeon here. As you settle in, same thing. Notice if there's space for you to widen your elbows, bring your chest a little closer. Stay for 3. One. Okay, let's come up slowly. You'll lean into your right hip, and then it's yogi's choice for our last seated pose. So option number 1 is legs straight out in a forward fold, so caterpillar pose. If you want one more hip opener, go ahead and widen your legs. I don't think I have it in me, so I'm gonna go with caterpillar. You choose, okay? And then whichever one you choose, you'll start with a nice long spine. You'll find the hinge in your hips slowly. You have time to get down, so there's no rush. You can start with your head, letting your chin fall to your chest. Two more. It's one. All right, you're coming up nice and slow. If your legs are wide, bring them together. Good. And then we'll grab the backs of our knees. We'll start to roll ourselves down. Find an inversion, a waterfall or shoulder stand. You can take your legs up a wall if you have a wall nearby. Let your knees bend, let your feet dangle as the blood rushes back into them. Okay, you'll slowly make your way into your final rest. You can take Supta Baddha Konasana with your feet together, knees wide. You can lie flat for Shavasana. You can roll onto your side. You can sit up. And this time is yours. Make it your own meditation. No judgment, no agenda here. Just whatever feels right for you today. Wherever you are, keep going. Okay, my only ask of you here in this meditation is that you don't quit. Okay, like don't give up and grab your phone or like go into full rumination mode, full thinking, planning mode. Keep trying. Wherever you are in your mind, start to detach from that space, that thought, that meditation you are doing. Bring your awareness back to the room you're in, your surrounding, sound of my voice. You'll wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Reach your arms up, take a full body stretch. And roll into the fetal position on one side. And with your eyes closed, you'll come to a seat at the top of your mat. Palms together at your heart center. Big breath in. Open and sigh. Again, fill. One more time. Thumbs to your forehead center. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you.